Welcome, FNewsa57 here. I'm back on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 with another awesome video for you. Today, I am going to be showing you how to complete the Black Ops Tribute event, the brand new XP event with absolutely minimal effort. So, we're going to be using a awesome AFK XP farming method or glitch. Some of you might already be familiar with it, but I'm going to show you how to set it up, and we're also going to be taking in some of the new items. So, this event just came out. You have a lot of awesome rewards that you can get from it, including some stickers and sprays, things exclusive for Warzone content as well, some gobble gums. We now have the thermite as a loadout option if you're into that for Warzone. There's also the C9 10mm auto 30-round mags. It's an attachment for the C9 that's actually pretty good. I'll do a video on that later. You get some double XP tokens, some more gobble gums, a calling card, emote, blueprint, lots of cool stuff, but most importantly, you unlock the death machine score streak and you unlock the NAILGUN special weapon. In addition to that, you also unlock the operator, the John Black Ops operator, which is a fairly straightforward, just all blacked out operator. This is probably going to be one of those ones that a lot of people like to use in Warzone or multiplayer if you're on darker environment maps. So definitely something that you'll want to get your hands on there, I believe. And we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, with this, you'll earn tons of XP, Battle Pass XP, Profile XP, and it's also a great way to go ahead and farm gobble gums. So, right now we have a double gumball drop rate event active, and the best part is I just got back from work and I had this going in the background. I was not here at all. We did roughly a 100-wave game. Here's the match results. You can see while being completely AFK, I did go down once, but I'll show you how to avoid that and how to get the maximum amount of XP, as well as all of these spicy gumballs. And of course, the longer you play, the more XP and gumballs you'll get. So, we're going to just jump right into it with what you need. This is going to be using the JETGUN glitch. So if you're already familiar with that from my previous video, then you don't have to worry about it, because it still works. You can do this, which is absolutely insane. And I'll be using the NAILGUN. Now, the NAILGUN is not the best to do this with, but there's a couple things you're going to need. You're going to need a melee weapon with akimbo on there. You will need Ether Shroud, and then I recommend that you use the combat axe, and I will explain why in a minute. As far as augments, you do need one specific augment, and that is the Ether Shroud Major Augment Void Sheath with the Minor Augment Extra Charge. It's not as important, but it does make life easier. And then two things I would recommend are Quick Revive with Dying Wish and Juggernog with Probiotic and Hardened Plates. Other than that, it's entirely personal preference what you want to do. We're going to jump right in. You can do this in a squad game. You can do this in a solo game. It's entirely personal preference. If you're going to be completely AFK, though, I do recommend that you play in a solo match so that others can't join you and mess up the game. But just in case you don't want to lose a save, then you can play in a squad match. So I'm over here on Liberty Falls. We're going to go right into it. I'll show you what the JETGUN looks like, and because I've had folks ask about how to actually set this up, I'm going to show you how I do it and how I get it done quickly without using any gumballs, so you don't have to worry if you don't have a specific thing or not. Now, I'll be a little bit slower because I'm going to use the NAILGUN just to give you guys some gameplay and see how the NAILGUN actually is, whereas normally I would be using a ballistic weapon with a suppressor. So it goes without saying, if you use a suppressed weapon, you are going to get more salvage, and that's the biggest thing, because we need to get the JETGUN. That's really the linchpin of this, but I'll show you how to get into the glitch. This is the base NAILGUN. Is it any good? I don't know. We are about to find out. So it looks like a pneumatic air gun. I don't see any air hoses attached to it or anything. ADS, I'm not impressed with the ADS because it's blocking out a lot of the screen, and we've got 15 rounds in the magazine. So, we shall see. Now, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and right off the bat, we are going to need a bunch of salvage, so we're going to use a couple of things to our advantage. We're going to take advantage of the extra zombies up here in the motel. We're going to take advantage of the world spawn zombies and, of course, the rampage inducer. So we need to get through this a little bit quick. I'm not liking this ADS, but it's not bad. Seems to do a pretty decent amount of damage, at least. So that's kind of cool. It is full auto. You don't have to fire this semi-automatic if you don't want to. And it actually has a decent amount of reserve ammo capacity, which I'm kind of surprised about that. And I'll admit that wasn't what I was expecting. So each wave here in the beginning, the first couple waves, we're going to leave Rampage Inducer on. You don't have to do it, but I want to do it just to make things easier. And the main focus here is going to be earning enough points and enough salvage. So you can take as long as you want to do this. There's no requirement saying that you have to do it faster or slower. And depending on if you get lucky with drops or unlucky and you use gobbles, you may have slightly different results than I do. But the main thing we're going to want to do here, keep smacking that vending machine each wave. And we are going to go to wave 3, then turn off the Rampage Inducer. Again, if you're using a suppressed weapon, you'll have a lot more salvage than what I have. I've already noticed that this nail gun does not seem to have any bonus for salvage drop. And what we're going to want to do here is start to open up the map and get things unlocked as quickly as possible. So obviously you can skip ahead in the video if you want. There's timestamps in the description. But since I've had a number of people say that they didn't want to use gobble gums like Wonder Bar to get the jet gun, or they didn't know how to get the jet gun, or they didn't know how to get the jet gun quickly, I'm going to go through and show you how I set this up. While personally I stay away from the jet gun glitch because I find it boring, it is incredibly effective and nobody can argue with that. At some point during the beginning first 4 rounds, you are more than likely going to get a double points, and you're going to want to make sure that you take advantage of that double points as much as possible, killing any world spawn zombies that you can, and then come over here and try to hit that bonus points that is just above the air conditioner. At which point we can go ahead and more than likely you'll have enough points to go through and open up a couple of doors, but if you are close enough to the vending machine, you're going to want to smack it. The reason why I keep stressing so much smacking this vending machine is you can smack it once every round to go ahead and get a item from it. It might be salvage, it might be essence, it could be a free perk, it could be a ray gun, it could be all sorts of different stuff. So it's worth it, and we need the salvage right now. We desperately need the salvage. This ray gun is nice for damage. It's coming in here with like 1 or 2 bullets, or nails, I should say, 1 or 2 projectiles to actually get a zombie kill. It's about 34 damage to a body shot. But the thing I don't like about it is the impact point is actually way lower than what you're seeing here. So the front sight, so to speak, is basically what we have to use as an aiming point. But unfortunately, that aiming point is way below the point of impact on the nail. So this is more a up close, in your face hip fire weapon, but it doesn't really feel that bad. Anyways, what you want to do is you want to make it to about wave 3 or 4, and then we're going to pick up the water valve. So just press and hold to interact. We're going to buy this door into the bank. If you have enough money from like double points, if you got lucky with double points, it's going to be worth it to buy Jug. But if you didn't get lucky with double points, then don't really worry about it. Make sure you have a little bit of armor, ideally, and you have some ammo. So this way you'll be ready, and take out any world spawn zombies. Then we're going to buy the bowling alley, making sure there aren't additional zombies in here. Save our ammo, place the valve, and this is arguably the hardest step. So what we're going to do is we are going to try to get as much salvage off of this, and you want to keep the golden eye zombie alive. So we'll go ahead and take a few hits here. That's why we're doing this on an early round. We don't have to worry about it too much. And that's going to spawn a bunch of purple-eyed zombies. Now, these purple-eyed zombies are going to be a little annoying. It's also going to spawn vermin. The vermin are more annoying than the regular zombies because they move faster. And I don't really want to use my Ether Shroud. Again, I'm not really used to using this nail gun. I have some mixed feelings on it, but I just wanted to give you guys some gameplay with it. So what we want to do is we want to keep the zombie with the golden eyes, the one that actually counts for the round. We want to keep that zombie alive. Meaning I am going to try to prioritize only the purple-eyed zombies. And of course, the first priority has to be those vermin. Now, the good thing about this is we can actually go ahead and step up the salvage gain here a little bit. You get a few points from killing these guys, but it's like really next to nothing. It's almost not worth it. But I want the salvage. So initially, not super impressed on this. I did end up hitting the golden-eyed zombie here. Again, this weapon is pretty difficult to aim with. There are various techniques that you can use while doing this. You can use the decoy grenade that we brought in. You can also use a smoke grenade. Toss the smoke grenade right here at the valve box and stand in the smoke. And, of course, we can also use our combat axe. And then buy ammo if you need it. So, if you do flip the round, it's okay. We're in here on an early enough round that doesn't really matter too much. I don't want to use my Ether Shroud unless I absolutely have to. But I'm really not used to this aiming point here. Still doing good damage. And we're on round 5, so that's okay. We're not going to be able to get the other part for the jet gun just yet, so we don't have to worry about it. But we do need to get a few things unlocked earlier. So remember that here, once again, we're going to try to save a zombie. Specifically one that is glowing. Ideally one that has a little bit extra health, but if not, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to take a few hits. Just keep in mind exactly how much damage you can take. If you're lucky along the way, you'll get a second decoy grenade. Having a second decoy will make this a lot easier. But again, the thing here is salvage. You don't have to kill these zombies. All the purple-eyed ones, they don't count for the wave. There's almost no reason to kill them, except for the fact that I want the chance to go ahead and get salvage drops from them. Now this time I did again. Man, I am failing here to keep the zombie that I need for the wave alive. That's all right. I've done this too many times and I'm a little bit tired. So we're making some awkward mistakes here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to finish this, and we are not going to kill the zombies for this wave. So, very important here. If you flip the wave, we're going to avoid killing any of the yellow-eyed zombies. Also, if you're short on points, you can shoot those pool balls. Again, the aiming on this thing is very, very awkward. but it is what it is, right? So I don't buy that particular door. And to set this up, I recommend that you have at least Jug, Quick Revive, and a 2-plate vest. But you don't absolutely have to have those items. You can actually set this up way earlier without those upgrades. And if you want to be safe and AFK for a long time, then make sure that you grab a 3-plate vest. I did a previous video on this, and I covered everything in more detail. Right now, I'm just trying to get this done quickly. So go ahead and open up the church. It's very important that we get this actually open. This will give you access to the Pack-a-Punch, obviously, and most importantly, the ability to get SAM trials. Make sure that you break at least 2 of those crystals on the first wave, so you can try to get salvage from them. You'll get 2 crystals per wave. Now, on a even round count, we need to go ahead and get the Groundskeeper's Key. So that's something that a lot of folks don't know. He spawns on even rounds, and he spawns after approximately half of the wave has been annihilated. Doesn't matter how you kill him. So once again, we are going to try to get as many points as possible. If I have enough points left over, I will also Pack-a-Punch the nail gun just so you guys can see. But because I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible for you, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Remember, you want to be aiming slightly above the zombie's head with this nail gun. So if you're going to ADS with it, you have to actually aim a little high. Now, after about half of the round has spawned, you'll notice another zombie that just kind of ignores you. That's the Groundskeeper. Kill him. Pick up his key. Super easy. We need some points. Definitely need some ammo here. And mostly we need a bunch of salvage. So we're not doing too good on salvage. Normally if I use a suppressed weapon, I have at least about 1100 salvage by this point, if not more. But unfortunately, I'm not using a suppressed weapon, and the nail gun does not benefit from that. Now, a counter is you could use the dead drop gobble to go ahead and get more salvage, but unfortunately, we're a little lacking in the salvage department. So there's 2 things that we can do. I've got 2 zombies. I'm going to kill one of them. No salvage. Unfortunate. What we are going to do then is come over here to the tool shed, use the Groundskeeper's Key, grab the handbrake, make sure that you've killed any open world spawn zombies, and again, we have to aim a little bit high to make sure that we actually hit the target here. Unfortunately, there's no other salvage that we can get. You can pick up the spare change, you know, from under the vending machines or whatnot, and if I'm really lucky, I would get 2 salvage, so I'm going to try it, but I don't think I'll be this lucky. Now, normally you have to wait till round 11 to get the Mangler arm cannon, but if you have enough salvage, then you can just build it at a crafting bench. Unfortunately, I was not that lucky, so it is what it is, I suppose. We're going to flip the round 1 time, because we need 100 salvage. That's literally all I need is 100 salvage, and we will be able to build the JETGUN. I'm about 15 minutes into the game. Got our gobble spin here. And this is not the most efficient way. Oh, I got a support group. That's nice. Alright, it might be round 8. Bug waves I usually don't get very much salvage from. But I'm going to stay down here next to the build bench. Alright, that's 1 salvage drop. Can we get 1 more? It doesn't really matter how early you set up for the glitch. I just want to show you guys that you can go in super early if you want. Alright, we got 1 more. So we'll save this last spider. Go ahead and build the Mangler arm cannon. There was actually 2 spiders. Be careful with the spiders. Vermin are deadly, especially if you have no perks. So use a shot from the Mangler arm cannon to blow open the door to this radio shop here at the electronics store. And then we have to go and hold to interact around the electronics store to finally find the pile of debris that has the jet gun wiring.
I think that's everything we need.
Can move a little bit faster with our melee weapon out. And now we can officially build the jet gun. We have all 3 parts for it. We have the valve that we upgraded into the pressure gauge. You have to make sure that you pick that up off the ground, though. That's something that I've left behind a few times. And we have the thruster dime built. So, technically you can do that. The earliest I've done it is on wave 4. And, yeah, that's about it. Now, you can go ahead and set up now if you want. Again, I highly recommend that you have quick revive, juggernog, and a 2-plate vest, but that is not absolutely necessary for this. So if you don't want any perks and you don't want the 2-plate vest, if you want to risk it for the biscuit, I'm going to show you where we need to set up, but I would recommend that you skip a couple of rounds, so I'll meet you in a minute. Now, just to add a couple of tips for any folks who are taking a little longer to set up, you can use a shot from your Mangler arm cannon that you built to activate this little side Easter egg here at the church. If you didn't know about that, it's a really cool one because it'll give you a free ether tool. If you do it on round 10 or later, it's at least a blue ether tool. And I did promise that I would show what this ray gun looks like pack-a-punched. Or not ray gun, it's like the nail gun, that is. So at this point, all we need is a lethal, either a combat axe or you could really use any lethal, but a lot of folks recommend the thermo grenade. I do not recommend the thermo grenade. You actually end up with less XP. I did all the testing on stream a while back when this glitch was brand new and came to the conclusion that you get more than double the combined amount of crispy and immolate metals in the form of chopped up metals. So yeah, it's not ideal. Now, let's take a look at this pack-a-punched nail gun. So it went from 15 rounds in the magazine to 100 rounds in the magazine. That's a substantial improvement. I did put the blue rarity tool on here, and oh my god, does this thing just shred right now. We'll definitely be doing a separate video on that with a little bit more testing. So let's go ahead and set up the glitch for those folks who did not know about this. We're gonna need a couple of things. So I have the bare minimum on what I like to consider the bare minimum, at least, and that is I have quick revive, juggernog, and a 2-plate vest. You can do more if you want. You will want to buy this door leading to the ice cream shop. And then we're going to do technically 2 more things before we enter this glitch. So, first and foremost, we're going to go up, turn the rampage inducer on. This is going to make it so the rounds go by much faster, up to 55. And you don't have any cooldown in between rounds. So that's going to help you with just eliminating dead time. Then we're going to need to make our way back. And this is going to be 2 different methods I'm going to show. One for fully AFK, and then I'll leave a link to my video originally, which I did a whole season ago, that is partially AFK. You can do it however you want. It is entirely personal preference. I'm showing how to set this up mostly for new folks who haven't seen my previous video because, yes, this jet gun glitch has been around for quite some time, and I am amazed that it has not been patched yet. So you want enough points to go ahead and open up this zip line. It's not 100% necessary. The rest of this stuff you don't need to open. You can if you want to, but all of these other doors are completely unnecessary. It is only the main door in the ice cream shop that is necessary. So once you're ready, you have your jet gun, whatever perks you want, whatever armor vest you want. We're going to go ahead and get into this. So I'm going to pause the game and show you as far as settings are concerned. There's a couple of things that you need to change. Under controller, combat, if you're playing on a controller, otherwise it would be your combat settings for mouse and keyboard. Equipment behavior needs to be set to toggle, not hold. It's not super important to get into the glitch, but it does help. Also, movement assist, you want sprint assist turned on, and you want to make sure under your advanced settings that there is no sprint assist delay. So the sprint assist delay should be 0. At that point, the best thing that you can do, you need to get the zombie off of you if possible. I know that sounds a little bit counterproductive, but trust me, it will make getting into this glitch easier. So try to go to a different zone, get the zombie to despawn and respawn so the zombie's not on you. Have the jet gun out, begin firing the jet gun, and go ahead and activate your ether shroud. Continue holding down the fire button for the jet gun. Then what you're going to do is you're going to spam in the melee button, the dedicated melee button that is, and you're going to tap moving forward at the same time. If done correctly, you will enter a state like this where the jet gun will be continuously firing and not consuming ammo. Then what you want to do is tap the button to go ahead and get rid of that awful noise if you're on low ammo, and pull out your lethal equipment. At this point, you're going to make your way into the bank vault, and you're going to set up in one of two locations. So you can set up here, moving your character as far back and to this left wall as you possibly can, and then aim right there at the plant vase. And you're just going to sit here like this. You can now go completely AFK. Make sure that your console is set to not turn off after a certain amount of time of inactivity. Also, make sure that your controller is either a wired controller or that it is plugged in wired so that your controller will not automatically shut down and the game will pause. The other thing to keep in mind is you may want to turn off controller vibration. This way, if your controller's sitting on your desk, it doesn't make like a ton of racket or walk itself off the desk. At this point, you're going to get free kills, free round progression, free XP, all sorts of stuff. Now, you can see my controller has a very, very slight bit of stick drift, so it's not perfect for doing this, but, you know, it is viable. It is what it is. I need a new controller. So if you sit in this position and you don't have stick drift, if you have all the doors open, then the zombies won't get stuck. They'll be able to get to you, and you are going to be able to completely AFK this. However, if you want maximum XP, what you want to do is you want to adjust your character so that you are in a position about like this. And you'll notice that now we are getting the chopped up metals. By moving slightly farther back, we can get chopped up metals. For some reason, at least for me, I cannot get chopped up metals consistently on low rounds. Once we get to like round 55, I can get the chopped up metals when I position my character here. But as you can see, we're not going to be getting those chopped up metals right now. We'll get the rest of our metals, but not specifically the chopped up. That also goes for the immolate and the crispy as well. So honestly, it's a super easy glitch to use. I am so surprised that it still exists. I hope you'll do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Leave me a nice spicy comment. It takes a lot of time to make these videos, and honestly, well, sometimes it can be hard to compete with the YouTube algorithm. So, do me a huge favor, help me out. I hope the video helps you guys out. If you have any questions or anything, drop me a nice comment, and I will do my best to help you guys out. Till next time, my brothers and sisters, Legion, stay frosty. Just as two added quick tips for anyone wondering, you can go ahead and plate while doing this, and you can use the crafting bench. So, for instance, I want to go ahead and get out of this. I'm going to press Y to put my tactical or lethal away, And now at this point, I can go ahead and replate. I can also buy perks. I can use this bench, and I can craft, like, for instance, the death machine. Now, if I use the death machine, I'm putting away my jet gun, and I am no longer in the jet gun glitch. The same thing happens if you climb a ladder or use a zip line. You will exit the actual jet gun glitch. But I wanted to just show you guys the death machine here real quick at the end as a little added bonus here. It's kind of cool. It doesn't have all that much ammo to it, 250 rounds, and obviously you're not, you know, completely immune to damage or anything, so it's going to be situational. I'll play with it more in the future and go from there. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.